Hello, this is surely not Palador joining you on VRML 1. Steel Sky. Yeah, okay, it might be. Well, hello, welcome to the stream, ladies and gents, and Steel Skies and Steel Grounds and all of the things in between, essentially. Yeah, indeed, I am Palador, and we have a game between Ace of Spades and Team Players. These two teams coming in for their first streams here of the season, and yeah, all by the lonesome in this time slot. And you know, as we wind down this final weekend of this first cycle, trying to squeeze in as many of these as I can do, and as voice shall allow. With that said, though, yeah, there's teams coming in the bronze division, 2-1 record for Team Players, so kind of came in. Well, for both of these teams, actually 2-1, coming in late joins into the season, which is not an unusual thing, in fact, because for those who haven't perhaps been paying attention, we've got we started out the first week of Season 3 with about 228, 229 teams, active teams, something along those lines. Currently, we are just about at 300 or so now, after almost 5 weeks. It's increased quite a bit. Same thing happened last season, and yeah, the growth, you know how it is. With that said, so this will be the kind of a lone stream for now. We've got plenty of matches to come later on tonight, don't you worry. You'll have your long string of games, as you typically do each evening here on Channel 1. An hour from now, in fact, we'll have another looking like a solo casted match, or solo match, on stream between Anarchy and Space Force Area 51. So we'll be getting a look at some of those teams as well later. And then, about 2 hours from now is when the long string of fun no doubt begins. I'm going to have to figure out some of that schedule here real soon, but the time is not now. Not for that anyways. But yeah, glad to see you guys in here. You got about, 2.5 minutes to get those predictions in for your channel points. No doubt people interested in that. Just as much as anything. Had people, there were plenty of people watching on Channel 2 on those EU casts I did some back-to-back ones just as of the last hour or two. A lot of people watching. A lot of people also saying, though, hey, do it on Channel 1 so we can get our points as well. So I know, I get it. You're here for not just me, not just the fact that we've got some awesome games. You're here to get your points, but I understand. I understand. But yeah, what's up in there? Again, Steel, Cosmic, Quinton, 6 Fathom, Rev. We're revving it up here in the first round. Oh, it's Fuego. And Average Toast, Crazy Kits. Watchdog, what's up? You watching me, dog? Hopefully you're watching this and watching these teams, as it will be taken here by Owl and trying to whirl that into the goal quickly. But will be picked by Jay Lilly. And Jay Lilly sending it over to the midfield. Good passing here, Dave Ola. Now, I know I recognize Dave. Pretty sure I must have casted Dave in one of the community cups here in the off-season. That said, trying to place that shot, and Jay Lilly, the Lilly soft touch at that. Just barely grazing that pole on the ding, and then sails right in for the first 2 points. Now, I know I brought water into this room. Where did I put it? Ah, there it is. I'll be needing those hydrate redemptions here throughout, believe me. So with that, Cephs with the disc. Or Ace of Spades, they're walking it up the floor. Going to be snagged by Captain of the sexy variety. Will be Captain trying to dodge and maneuver all through, but some rough waters for the Captain to sail as it goes back to Owl. Now up high, it's Cephs, the recovery, a great pass over, and CSK with the tied up play. CSK, or uh-oh. I haven't heard since TikTok in 2019. Well, whatever the case is, it's tied up here. That was some nice passing. Again, never mistake the fact at every division of play we see some very strong team play and just, again, head and shoulders beyond where it was years ago. So these teams, look at that. I mean, that's a perfect cross. That's a perfect finish. Nice setup there from Prince to Captain. Man, we got princes, we've got captains. Kind of among royalty here, it seems like, on Channel 1 right now. Quentin's saying, yeah, Pali's a... Yeah, I'm a Visco door, I guess. Well, regardless, Cephs here will send it over to the tunnel. Swifty with that disc and just trying to evade the defenders as they gather their stacks. You can see Dave and Jay. Meanwhile, that play on the front line. Rebound to Al, but Al couldn't find the goal. But it will be a rebound to Cephs. So Cephs with the disc. Cephs trying to not miss that pass, and great delivery again. Another just narrow miss on that shot, but they keep getting the rebounds, and that is a very important part. Now as another one comes online here for Al. You see what I mean? The dangers of having that disc stay in the zone, the scoring zone, for all too long. You can defend once, you can defend twice, or if the misses happen as well, but it's hard to expect offenses to miss too much. More often than not, percentages say, you give them, 2-3 opportunities, they're probably going to score. Not the first time, the next time around. So with that, sending it into the trench, and again, excuse me if I'm quiet from time to time, because as I alluded to in my previous streams, my good old vocal cords are kind of in and out, so I'm having to take some frequent sips of water. But whatever the case, it is a deep heave into the blue zone. That's actually going to bounce off the corner. That might be good. That was so close. Wow. First I thought it was just a direct mail slot shot that looked good, but then once I saw it was angled for that corner, it was still in danger. And you know what? The danger zone is indeed closed now, thanks to Cephs. That was just, yeah, like I said, first one missed, but they got back fast. The recovery, the delivery, the goal. They're up by 2. And yes, that is correct in the chat there. So these two teams here, kind of new entries into the seasonal play, that is to say. This is, for both teams, their 4th game of Season 3. So I'm not sure if they were on other teams prior or what have you, but this is their first streams as teams here in this season, and doing very well so far. I mean, again, just based on even the passing and stacking that we're seeing, they don't look like players who have only been a team for a week or two, certainly. So I don't know all the history here. It's kind of difficult sometimes now that we have almost 300 teams or so. But definitely these players, they're prioritizing the exact right things. There's a spacing out here, trying to tie it up again, barely squeezing past that diving defender. That's going to get to Dave. Dave Ola being stunned, so no longer an Ola, more of an adios, but instead makes the most of the recovery, gets it right back, and now trying to cheers, make a toast, but a rebound, and finally, after the most chaotic play, it will be tied at 6 apiece. Perhaps. Where's my water? I need to stop drinking that Sprite. Okay, I think I'm good, momentarily. But over here to the launched out for orange team for Ace. They're gathering the disc. It's CSK. And see if they can escape the Prince, the Regal one, on the defense. Now recovering into the goal. They got the goalie very bothered. Nice stun there from Swifty. And Swifty basically making Ceph's job all the more easy to finish that shot on otherwise the goaltender awaiting. And yes, absolutely, I am redeeming those hydrates as they come in, because believe me, I need them. Before long, I'll be dealing with a very, very rugged sounding Palador, which might be fun for a while. It might sound great for a while, until eventually it's not. That's the thing. So anyways, Dave Ola with a disc here, trying to send a shot over, but contested very well by Swift. So that punch out, that knockout will go back to Jay. Jay off at side, while gonna be grabbed here by Owl. Now up high, and CSK right over to that side. Bouncing off that wedge, the defense here kind of playing out the bubble, so could be risky if they don't get that disc back. Now will be Al with a disc. Al with a little whirl around, but off the head instead. The windmill. Instead just spilling into the outer bubble now, as again the defense and offense will just converge on each other on some of these pile-ups. But some good looks there. They're trying to space the floor and offer some passing angles, and CSK there was kind of waiting to read that disc and see where it went. But meanwhile, Dave pressuring pretty well on that front line there, right by the disc and right by those two players for Ace, who do stack up and actually recover. Now sending a bowling ball, trying to pin it off, and that's a strike for Swifty. 10-6, favoring Ace of Spades. Some hot scoring now coming in from Ace of Spades. Definitely that goalkeeper had dove out trying to contest that disc. So end of the day, you'll actually live with it because they did only make a 2-pointer, so not the worst thing in the world. That said, they are still down 4 for team player. A team full of players, as the name does imply, or at least one player. That much I can confirm. But captain here trying to right this ship. And over to Prince. And Prince trying to get that pass over barely, but good defense from Cephs, not giving any room for that catch. People asking about the apparent troll faces in the mini-map. Yeah, that would be the stream stickers extension. You can hover over the video player and access some stickers used to react to the match or show support for teams as they will support themselves for the 3. Now that's the second time the last minute or two that goal, that 3-point shot has been available for team players to capitalize on. The first time wasn't there, fortunately for Ace of Spades, but less fortunately for Ace of Spades, that time it was. So definitely need to be careful of that, because this just turned it into a situation where if team player scores again, they could be going for a win here, thanks to that 3. So lighting it up, eyeing it down, but Cephs, the rebound recovery there, just able to close the lanes, but right back at him again. Big defense from Cephs. So captain trying to get into that brawl and maybe get the turnover to possibly, maybe secure the win. But this is tight. This is close quarters. They really needed that badly. It was so close. That defense from Ace of Spades, though, definitely locking down that time around, doing some good work. 28 seconds left, though. I mean, like I said, that goal is exposed again. This is a very, very, very dangerous, needless to say, for Ace of Spades, because there it is. That's an open score, and that is the door closing on this round. Team player, courtesy of Prince, will make mince as they meet the goal. 3 points. And that's a 12-10 advantage. High scoring first round here.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This round's over.
Now, time to redeem some things. Maybe. Anyone wants to give me a hydration? And on the word stinks, I mean, you got a long match to spend, right? And no one says it has to be right away. It just has to be at some point. That's all. So 12-10, we'll go to the scoreboard here, courtesy again of ignitevr.gg, excuse me, providing our stats overlays from both in-game and off the VRML website, doing a lot of great things for VRML. Ignite does, and that was some awkward English, but never you mind. Ace of Spades and team player. I mean, look at that. 22 points combined between these two teams. High scoring. We saw a lot of great passing. We saw some clutch defense for sure at spurts towards the end by Ace of Spades, but then it was just that final mistake, that open goal that we've seen a few times in this round. They paid for it once, about 2 minutes or so left, and then, well, the second time around, the most costly time around, that last goal, uncovered, and team player to their full advantage, got them the win. So up to round 2, and yes, indeed, hydration, maybe.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Excuse me. Like I said, we got 5 days of rest ahead, so I'm gonna power through this one as a shot. So just almost get through. Answered the question. Which question did I not answer? There were always limits on the hydration. I'm pretty sure. At least after the maybe that one day that you'd redeemed a lot. I think that was literally the first day or two. So that might have been it. That said, that's gonna be hit for Al. Look at that. Just gets a great grab and wastes no time for that 17-meter stinger of a shot right through the defense. 32 seconds into the round. Not too bad of a start.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's game on.
All right, so on this launch over to Dave. Daveola to the midfield there. Captain over now to Prince. Everyone here touching the disc, which you love to see. Again, mentioned that team play, prioritizing the right things, everyone getting involved. That said, much involved is Owl, again with some heavy brawls, this time in the trap, but we saw that on the other end as well. So, make no mistake, that Owl is got some muscles for a bird. That said, though, it's Prince Zeiser. Losing it out here, though, to Cephs. Now lining up a little underarm fling. That's going to bounce off the nugget, but recovery looks like it shall be had. They got a little bit of time and maybe some numbers potentially as the defense tries to get back, but collapsing into the goal. There's Swifty once again. Got the second score for Ace of Spades. Indeed, scoring in spades in the last round.
7, 6.
Oh yeah. I definitely remember what you're talking. I think that was the first night or first day when we were just kind of tweaking and putting in those channel point rewards. So yes, I do recall when you drowned Pam Wow, and it was a big thing. You know, had to do some CPR. It was a whole ugly situation. You don't want to see that kind of thing on a cast. It's that said, the goal here gonna be covered off this time by CSK, and off to the mid lane. These players piling on each other, but some good boosts from Jay Lily there, and Captain, I believe it was, yeah, and Captain now maybe in position for a grab, but no, getting stunned, and now the open three perhaps is there, being covered off and claimed by Devola, and Dave sending it over to midfield again on this clear. The boost pretty quick for both sides. There's Captain, and trying to make that one happen, and they do. Sorry for the awkward camera work there. I was just, you know, fiddling with these sticks. Does that count? I think it counts. With that, 1 point advantage. Still yet to Ace of Spades, but that was a timely hit. They needed that for sure. And yes, I know, Pam's misery is occasionally funny. Captain over to the pass though. And the goal! Man, if there's one thing that is really costing Ace of Spades, it's that, because when you have the lead, you do not want to leave it exposed over and over here. Because otherwise, they're playing well. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're in the lead. They've got some great offense. They've showed some nice passes, and their stacks are pretty blitzing. But that goal needs to be covered. Because otherwise, if you're allowing multiple three-point hits for the other team, that's a really good way to, well, allow them back in the game in an instant. And we saw that at the end, so definitely need to try and correct that course a little bit and be careful. But with that, now the disc knocked loose. All the players kind of separated here, and the goal now being covered by CSK. Yes, occasionally. Average dose, occasionally. I mean, gotta be nice to the casters sometimes. But that, a recovery and a very gentle shot from Cephs. Puts them back up by 3. So with that, not to harp on it too much, but I will bring it up now. You know, as we approach this halfway point of the round, Ace of Spades, obviously they need to win this to force the third. So for them, they got a 3-point advantage. That means, provided that you cover that goal, you don't allow those open, easy threes for team player. That would mean that you'll be forcing team player to score at least 2 more times on you before they take a lead, presumably. Of course, unless they go for a bold 3-point shot on a goalie, but you know, just percentage-wise, say that doesn't happen. You're going to make them score two pointers in order to take a lead. That's the important thing. You know, you don't want to give up an open 3 and have it be a tie and now put yourself back in a position where you're either forced into an eventual overtime or you're forced to score again. You want to make this closeout in the last half of the round 2 basically as easy as possible for your team over on Ace of Spades, and you do that by just forcing 2-point shots from here on out for team player. That is a say. Of course, not just playing, you know, back permanently necessarily, but just making sure that once that disc starts getting back into the orange zone, you're doing best to get at least one player back into the bubble. Doing a good job here, though, to get it back into the blue side of the floor. Maybe an opportunity to talk about open threes. Now, that fadeaway shot would have been tough, but certainly would have been nice had it been made. back into the bubble. A reset, kind of a dangerous one actually. It's just gonna ricochet and pinball the way of Al. Now Al scored some earlier on in the last round, couldn't find that shot however, as Cephs will take it back. Another opportune moment as a lot of traffic however. The double doors closing of the defenders there on the shoulder. And now here it goes again. Goal exposed and no one getting back. It gives me great stress. Great stress indeed, but fortunately they do get it back here. Like I said, these teams are super fast. I'm actually impressed with their positioning, their passing, and their speed. But gosh, that open three-point shot give me such anxiety, I won't lie. That said, though, CSK with a disc here, trying to make that backboard play. That's not going to be online as Dave Ola actually snags it off the backboard. Rebound going to be had here off that sidewall by Captain, and Captain now looking for a back pass, and that's, again, right moves. I like seeing those kind of things where they're not, if they have an angle to pass it, they're not trying to force it, you know? That's always a good thing. Now Prince with the disc and slipping it by a couple of players in the defense. Midfield here, though, it's Swifty. The recovery. See, Fuego Toes with very kind comments there. Yeah, been here since first few minutes of PC beta in 2017, and I'm here forever, as that shot is ever so damaging, because there's a tie. That is the one stinging point for Ace of Spades, who otherwise are playing so well. The open threes, and my anxiety continues to rise. It's a tied game, though, and I suppose from a casting standpoint, might be a good thing, because we love ourselves some overtimes. Makes for entertainment. But boy, oh boy, is that punishing for Ace of Spades, because now, again, they are at a position where they have to score. If it was a two-point shot, they wouldn't have had to score. But now, another three slot, and that is great from Dave. A tough angle as he faded away, actually, too. That's not an easy shot. Look at that, though. That is a big boost of momentum for them. Look at that. That's a soft fader. Had to really put some extra finesse onto it, and that was a finest finish for them. But yeah, appreciate the kind words there. And like I said, I will be here for the long haul, no doubt, because I think, excuse me, hydrate reward somebody, but I think, as is the case with a lot of us, Echo is more than just a game, you know? At this point, we stick around, yeah, for the gameplay and team play and such, but I think for a lot of us, it's, you know, it's become a family, and also just a great source of sanity here, especially as of recent times. Crazy 2020 and whatnot. That said, having a crazy game, it's captain and team player. That's another fadeaway shot on an exposed goal. They're going to go up by 6 and are looking to run away with this round now late.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Smooth saying, don't play anymore, or heard that I don't play anymore. I pretty much during the season, because I'm casting so often and, you know, have other responsibilities in VRML. Hold on, though, because now a shot from CSK. Timely. They still need to score twice more, but that's actually a really good one, because that only took 11 seconds. But yeah, usually I don't have the time, unfortunately, to play, even though I am in the arena. Like, I'm in Echo every day, just about, for hours, but just not playing, just casting. In the off seasons, though, sometimes I get chances to play here and there. But yeah, either way, it's still enjoyable. I don't have to play to still have a lot of fun, for sure. As CSK gets the disc, time winding down. Do need to make a pretty fast approach on this goal. Otherwise, that clock is going to be up. There it is. I mean, that goal is exposed. Oh, but couldn't quite make it just as the defense sailed by and stunned. So a heartbreaker for sure for Ace of Spades, the ace of, well, broken hearts apparently here today, as team player looks to take away this round and sweep it through. But Cephs trying to make one more two, but instead getting stunned. And to the T, it's Captain and Prince. And Zeiser, well, getting stunned right there in that visor. And with that one more tap, it's 12-8. The round is over. The sweep going the way of the players, which is to say, the team players. I don't know what happened to their other three. But with that said, pretty impressed with what I saw. True to their name, for sure. That was some solid team play, solid passing, back passing. We saw fadeaway shots. We saw a good helping from them. So definitely knew what to do. Alright, so to the score screen, and thanks Fathom for that hydration earlier on as well, by the by. Need to take some more here in a second.